Peace. Salam alaikum. What's going on? Black Power. Hey, yo, it's a new little rabbit hole I just found with my research going on here at Freedom Boulevard. It's a little segment going to be about, this opening's going to be about Henry Black Death Johnson of the Harlem HellFighters, the 369th in the World War. It's a black hero right here. So this is a real story, a true story, and the end is real and true is what the appreciation that we get when we truly are heroes in this country. Melancholy, but so true. Now here we go on Freedom Boulevard. You got it from here. Harlem Hellfighters, Henry Johnson.
Moved by the incredible story of Henry Johnson, known as Black Death, a hero of World War I. Despite facing discrimination and limited opportunities as a black man, Johnson enlisted in the U.S. Army and joined the 369th
Also give a shout out to Aggressive Intelligence. Gotta let y'all know. Don't own the rights. Give them a shout out. Check them out.
Infantry Regiment, also known as the Harlem Hellfighters. These brave soldiers earned their nickname Hellfighters on the front.
Gangster. I like that picture right there. That's dope. Did y'all know about Harlem Hellfighters? All right, let me be quiet.
Lines. And Johnson's valorous night patrol on May 15, 1918, is the stuff of legend. Their nicknames or
My grandfather was in the World War. My father was telling us they used to call him Chief. He was Afro Cherokee American, I guess you would call it. My father said he used to always talk about the waters over there in France. I think he was in France somewhere. George Mason, George Chief Mason.
origin is shrouded in mystery, possibly coined by enemy soldiers, while the regiment dubbed themselves Harlem's Rattlers. Faced with the derogatory term Hollenkämpfer from German foes,
Hollenkämpfer? The Hollenkämpfer are here. Führer. The chocolate ones are killing us.
the nickname Harlem Hellfighters became an emblem of the valiant contributions of African American soldiers in World War I. Welcome to another episode of Aggressive Intelligence, a channel where we talk about history that is not taught in schools. We would like to thank our subscribers for support.
I like the sound of that, man. Shout out to Aggressive Intelligence. That's what we're trying to do here on Freedom Boulevard. The more the channels to even spread your message, the more the better. We gotta get this information out there.
Supporting our channel. And if you are new here, we hope you enjoy learning as much as we do. So sit back, relax, let's get into it. Henry Johnson, also known as Black Death, was a hero of World War I. Born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on July 15, 1892, Johnson moved to New York as a teenager and worked various jobs, including as a chauffeur, soda mixer, laborer in a coal yard, and a red-cap porter at Albany's Union Station.
Sound like jobs that brothers still be having till today with temp agencies and things like that. You don't know where you're going, you're gonna repeat the same thing. But check him out. A lot of times for brothers to get the American dream was to put their life on the line and join the military. That was the only way out that they could almost even feel adequate. We're gonna continue.
Despite the discrimination and limited opportunities he faced as a black man, Johnson enlisted in the U.S. Army on June 5, 1917, just 2 months after the United States entered the war. Johnson was assigned to Company C, 15th New York.
Yeah, it looked like he ready to take some heads off.
Black Infantry Regiment, an all-black National Guard unit that would later become the 369th Infantry Regiment, also known as the Harlem
369. Was that the Fibonacci sequence? Tesla, Nikolai.
Hellfighters. The 369th spent 191 days in frontline trenches, more than any other American unit. They also suffered the most losses of any American regiment.
They suffered the most losses. And they had, wait, what did he just say? This is movie worthy. Like, why don't we?
Unit. They also suffered the most trenches, more than any other American unit. Harlem Hellfighters. The 369th spent 191 days in frontline trenches,
They was in the front lines. That's why. Oh, that's like in South Park when they was like, "Oh, put darkies in the front." Like they said, Marines was the first Marines was black because they used to put the enslaved Africans in the front of their wars, the spearhead. You know what I'm saying?
more than any other American unit. They also suffered the most losses of any American regiment.
There was the front linemen, the Hellfighters, man.
The origin of the nickname Harlem HellFighters is unclear, but it was possibly coined by enemy soldiers who referred to the regiment as Hellfighters. The regiment's members called themselves Harlem's Rattlers.
So they would call themselves the Rattlers. With their enemies, the Germans, they called them Hallenkampfer.
After the snake on the Revolutionary War era Gadsden flag. The Germans fighting against them called the 369th Infantrymen Hallenkampfer, German for Hellfighter. The nickname Harlem Hellfighters became popularized in the United States and helped to highlight the
Look at them brothers, man, proud brothers. They had to put their life on the line for a racist empire.
contributions of African American soldiers to the war effort. General John Pershing, commander of the American expedition,
I was used to tell people, they used to be like, "Oh, there wasn't no black people World War I." I'm like, yeah, my grandfather was in World War One, not two, the one.
forces in Europe, offered the 369th to the French army to solve a political problem. The French and British were demanding American reinforcements for their badly depleted divisions. After 3 weeks of training by French troops, the 369th entered the combat trenches on April.
What was that World War II? I know my uncle was the part of the Triple Nichols, first black parachute regiment, airborne. You heard, and they symbol was the Black Panther. Facts.
April 15, 1918, more than a month before the American Expeditionary Force's first major battle. For the first few weeks on the front lines, the 369th saw little combat. However, on the night of May 15, 1918, Johnson participated in one of the regiment's first combats. Hey guys, are you enjoying the video? If you are, please hit the like button. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to watch more videos like this. Okay, let's get back to it. Johnson and his comrade, Private Needham Roberts, were on a night patrol near a bridge they were guarding when they saw approximately 25 German soldiers approaching their position. Johnson fired the 3 rounds in his French-made rifle, tossed all his hand grenades, and then grabbed his army-issued bolo knife and started stabbing. He buried the knife in the head of one attacker and then disemboweled another German soldier. Turning to face the rest of the German patrol, Johnson was struck by a bullet from an automatic pistol, but he continued to lunge forward, stabbing and slashing at the enemy. The enemy patrol panicked, overwhelmed by Johnson's ferocity, and with the sound of French and American troops approaching, the Germans ran back into the night. Roberts, Johnson's...
This really needs to be a movie. The graphics is terrible, but if this was like the actual movie, you see the actual brother, like Don Cheadle or somebody going in, Harlem Hellfighters.
Comrade, who was badly injured and told by Johnson to retreat for medical...
I love that name, by the way. Like, the Hellfighters. And it's crazy because every time we got something positive about us, they always come out with some bullshit to eclipse that. Now, I looked it up, there was a movie called the Hellfighters, but it was about some white firemen in the 1960s.
Attention, didn't get far before he decided to return to help Johnson fight. But he was hit with a grenade and wounded too badly in his arm and hip to do any fighting. Johnson had him lie in the trench and hand him grenades, while Johnson threw them at the Germans. There were too many enemy soldiers, and they advanced from every direction. Johnson ran out of grenades. He took German bullets in the head and lip, but he kept firing his rifle into the darkness. By daylight,
Took bullets in the head and lip.
the carnage was evident. Johnson had killed 4 Germans and wounded an estimated 10 to 20 more. Even after suffering 21 wounds in hand-to-hand combat, Henry Johnson had prevented the Germans from busting through the French line. Johnson's actions on the night of May 15, 1918, earned him the nickname Black Death. For his actions, Johnson was awarded the French
That's another gangster picture right there.
Croix de Guerre avec Palme, France's highest award for valor.
I was ducking all them bullets because he's short.
Johnson's recognition by the French government helped to highlight the contributions of African-American soldiers to the
France gave him the utmost respect. in another country, the country that was not theirs. France. Okay, so my grandfather, he might have been out there with the
war effort. Johnson's bravery and heroism during World War I are a testament to his character and dedication to his country. Despite facing discrimination and limited opportunities, Johnson answered the call of duty and fought for his country with valor and distinction. After the war, Henry Johnson returned to the United States and was hailed as a hero. However, he was denied the same treatment as white soldiers.
Of course, he was denied the same treatment. In France, on the other hand, this is why it's always good to travel. Nowadays, these times are catching up with the white power structure and adhering to the Unitarian order. But in these past places, like even Jesse Owens, you know what I mean? People were cheering him on, you know. In these different places, black people were accepted. You know, we had to get to the army to even be almost celebrated. And then for the other side to accept us and then come back to our own country to be treated still as a third class human.
And was not awarded the Purple Heart or disability allowance due to errors in his military record.
Errors in his military record.
Johnson tried to carry on as well as a black man could in the country he had been willing to give his life for. He resumed his job as a red cap porter in Albany, but his injuries made work difficult, and he was not able to support himself and his family. These hardships led to the breakup of Johnson's marriage, and his wife and children left him. Johnson died alone and penniless on July 1st, 1929.
This brother deserves a whole series.
In New Lenox, Illinois, at the age of 36. He was buried with military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. In recent years, Johnson's heroism has been recognized, and he has been posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor.
He looked like him in that picture right there, but I don't know if that's his descendant or not.
And the Purple Heart, the highest military honor in the United States. The medal.
He got it generations later to his family. He can't enjoy those fruits of his own labor. He ain't get nothing. What he needed was his family and be able to be taken care of when he was living.
Medal of Honor was presented to Johnson's surviving relatives by President Barack Obama in 2015. Johnson's legacy
still fly though.
He lives on as an inspiration to future generations of Americans. Hey guys, thanks for watching to the end. Do you have any information?
Yeah, so that was about Brother Johnson. Definitely an American hero. Did you learn something new? Let me know how I can make it more infotainmently. You heard? Black Light out.